Hello, my name is Sophia, and this is an audio version of my blog entry entitled Walkthrough Hacktoria Geolocation 12. Note: the Hacktoria website no longer has geolocation challenges, therefore all the links have been removed. This blog entry is for legacy purposes only. Feel free to give it a go by attempting to geolocate the image before reading the walkthrough. I'm back again with another Hacktoria geolocation challenge to solve. I love GEOINT challenges, especially when they force me to learn detailed information about a specific area of the world. I felt like this one, similar to the Geolocation 08, was a good mix of easy and hard. Easy to find the country, hard-ish to find the exact location of where the photo was taken. If you are here because you got stuck, you're not alone. I spent days on and off on this one, so let's just try to solve it together now. And this is the picture of Geolocation 12. Here you go. Question: what is the name of the city this picture was taken in? So the first thing you need to do is to right-click the image, save it to the desktop. Then we open it and zoom all over the place to get as many details as possible. So you kind of open it, save it, and be like, interesting, 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 and so on. I'll be honest, the moment I looked at the photo, I thought Portugal or Spain, no doubt in my mind. What made me think of the Iberian Peninsula? The bus stop, here you go, shows adds to small flats with ornate wrought iron balconies, which is typical of the area. I will see if I can show you this one. Not the greatest quality, but there it is. Look at that, it's flats, and this is the type of balcony with this iron kind of fence thing. So the trees, which we will identify, seem very Mediterranean. The bus stop shelter style is identical to many I have seen when living in Portugal and Spain. The small black bin, there you go, that tiny thing there, attached to the big street light is also found in these countries. And lastly, the car models are also quite common around there. In general, I can also identify that this is a hot country, so I'm thinking South Portugal or Southern Spain. The colors of the buildings are not typical of the south of Portugal, where we usually find a white and blue combination though. I am, however, quite certain we're looking at the hot country because of the amount of air-conditioned units outside the windows of the yellow/orange building we can see in the distance. Look at that. So many little units. So some other things we can infer about this place. This is clearly a big city. There's at least 3 lanes. Let's bring it up again. Okay, 1, 2, and the car there is on the 3rd lane. So there's at least 3 lanes, right? And 2 bus stops very close to each other, both with several people waiting. So we have the bus stop there and another bus stop there. There is a speed limit on the road and several bumps. You can see the bumps there, probably leading to traffic lights. I would guess this is part of a large roundabout. I can also spot a long fence, that's a long fence there, on the right side of the sidewalk. The photo was probably taken around late afternoon because the sun is setting and there are plenty of young people waiting for their buses. Young people all around. My guess is that to the right of the fence there will be a secondary school and the pupils are on their way home now. There's a few things that stand out that make me question my guesses, however. There's a speed limit on the road, which is very slow for a big city. I know that at least in Portugal, the speed limit inside cities is 50 kilometers per hour. So this is quite a huge difference. It made me question if the 20 is referring to kilometers per hour or miles per hour. We'll have to look into it. There is also what seems to be a public toilet in the distance in a style that I don't remember ever seeing when living in Portugal or Spain. But it has been many years since I have been there and things change constantly. Now that we got the first impressions, let's get to the actual factual information and test everything. First thing I like to do when possible is to identify any visible trees. The row of trees in the picture all seem to be part of the same species, but I'll crop and test 2 different ones and see what I can get. So I cropped this one there and I cropped this one there. The biggest one was identified by Plant ID as Celtis australis, whilst the one closer to the public toilet, I think, may be Acer platanoides. So let us check which areas are they native to using Wikipedia. On the image on the left below, we can see the distribution of the Acer platanoides, that one. And on the right, we can find the Celtis australis in the wild, that one. It seems that they're mostly found in Europe, definitely in the southern area. I'm still convinced it's Spain though. I also got very curious about what it looked like a public toilet in the distance, so I googled outdoor public toilet Europe and found the following image. It seems to be confirming that I am looking at one, albeit with a slightly different design. So this is the one from our picture, and this is one that's kind of similar. Another very obvious thing in front of us is the car. As I said above, it is the sort of vehicle I remember seeing in Portugal and Spain. I'm not sure if there's a specific reason for that memory, so I decided to find out more information about the vehicle in front of us. We can fairly easily recognize the car as a Seat Ibiza, but as I found a new tool to help identify cars, I wanted to test it and get a better confirmation. Using Carnet.ai, I upload a picture of the grey car in our geolocation challenge photo. It tells us that we are indeed looking at the 4th generation Seat Ibiza. You can see there information, Seat Ibiza, generation 4th. 99.99% certainty. Okay, so now I got curious and wanted to see if I could find a list of the most purchased cars by country. I found a 6-year-old map online and cropped the interesting part. Look at that. It seems Spanish people tend to really like Seat cars. So far, I would say that almost everything seems to be pointing me in the direction of Spain. There's only one problem. What's up with a 20 speed limit on the road? Time to investigate that mystery. So I googled Ciudad España limit velocidad 20 kilometers per hour, which roughly translates to city, Spain, speed limit 20 kilometers per hour. That was on my own, by the way. That was my brilliant Spanish. Didn't even need help. Google was very helpful and immediately informed me that from May 11, 2021, the speed limit in urban areas has become 20 kilometers per hour. Look at that. There. At this point, I am completely convinced this photo was taken in Spain. I also know that this is clearly a big city due to the presence of 2 bus stops and 3-lane road as mentioned above. So I decided to find the biggest cities in Spain to try to narrow them down. Quite a lot of them though. That was not helpful in any way whatsoever. I opened Google Maps and went to each of these cities, I swear I did that, and looked for bus stops. I picked a few random ones, usually closer to roundabouts, and dropped there, with a pegman, the yellow pegman, to check the street view. This was very useful to compare the bus shelter style of our photo to the local ones. Okay, so now I'll just fast forward a couple of days that I spent trying to match bus stop shelter styles to each city on the list mentioned above, mostly focusing on the southern and eastern areas of Spain. It was torture. The bus stop shelter styles of Madrid and Valencia are almost identical, but I will spoil it for you now and tell you it is not there. I'm, however, very familiar with the entire layout of both of those cities. Not my choice. Okay, after a bit of back and forth and second guessing everything until this point, I found something useful. Using the cropped image above, this one, the shelter, of the bus stop and the keywords bus stop Spain on Google Images on the 11th row. I was desperate by then. Spotted something familiar. The bus stop on the image below is very similar to the one from our geolocation challenge. So let me just bring it up. So look at that. So you have this round arched top there. Then you have a bit of a gap, which is like glass or nothing. And then you have the add section, which has a gap from the bottom. And there's like a section there where just the base. Oh my God, is it? If we click the image, we are taken to a stock image photo with some description. It says the bus stop in the photograph is located in Granada. Okay, time to now find the exact location of this image. I know that the Hacktoria challenge only asks for the name of the city, but I always go all in. That's it. I need to know exactly where this thing is. So with Google Maps, I looked around Granada for big roundabouts with bus stops close to the city center and then tried to see if they were near a secondary school. This is what I found. Not exactly a roundabout, but almost. And not exactly a secondary school, but almost as well. There is a campus universitario, so it's university campus. So let us check out the area using Google Street View at last. Below, on the left, you can see the original image. On the right, a screenshot I took using Google Street View. We can easily see the 20 km/h speed limit painted on the road, on this section there and there. The nearest bus stop, that one, is that one. The speed bumps, those in the middle, those in the middle. The fence on the right, very long. And the street light in the distance. Maneuvering a bit, we can spot other details that were hidden on the screenshot above. Behind the bus, we can see the second bus stop, that one, in the original image, the black bin attached to the street lamp, that one, and the public toilet. It is a toilet, it says there. Again, below on the left, we have the original but cropped image, on the right, a screenshot using Google Street View. It's perfect match, and you can find the exact location using the following coordinates, and this is it. So we can finally answer our Hacktoria Geolocation 12 question. What is the name of the city this picture was taken in? It was Granada in Spain. I hope this walkthrough was informative and helpful in case you were stuck. If you reached the same conclusion using a different method, feel free to share it, as I will be very happy to learn new techniques and or tools. Thank you for listening, Sophia.